Welcome back to Opinion Journal Live. I'm Jason Riley, and joining me next is Paul Conway of Generation Opportunity to talk about Obama's success with the youth vote on Tuesday. Welcome, Paul.
Hey, thank you very much for having us.
So the Obama Get Out the Vote effort has been credited with just doing a superb job of targeting certain demographic groups, and the youth vote was one of them. I believe he got around 60% of the youth vote, not as high as in '08, but still a very good turnout effort. How did he do it?
Well, I tell you what, there are a couple of things. First, you got to figure out what is the definition of success. And I think if you take a look at the fact that they had 150 social media experts in Chicago, and that the president himself had received 66% of this vote in 2008, he lost 6 full percentage points. There was an 11-point swing among 18 to 29-year-old voters. So I wouldn't actually call that a full success for the Obama team. I think it's actually a credit to other organizations like Generation Opportunity who connected on issues that matter to young people, like debt and the fact that they can't find jobs. But for the president, for him to actually get to 60%, sure, they put a tremendous amount of money and resources for grassroots, micro-targeting, research, and intensive social media efforts similar to ours. They use Twitter, they use Facebook and other mechanisms like that, but very heavy on tying in social media tactics with ground tactics.
You mentioned jobs and young people, and you have to wonder why more young people don't vote their pocketbook, particularly in this economy, high unemployment, slow economic growth. They're coming out of school looking for work, yet social issues seem to continuously carry the day with young folks. How do you explain it?
Well, I mean, I'd go back to this number. 66% Barack Obama received in 2008, and he dropped. The only demographic that he dropped in significantly were 18 to 29. And I think what people are understanding is if you have 12% unemployment for young adults, that is impacting you. And if the actual U6 number is 16.5%, that's a massive number of Americans that aren't voting. So we actually think that they are paying attention to job creation and the lack of jobs, and they're voting that way. An 11-point swing, again, is a significant swing for them.
Well,
but in terms of all the different...
Let me push back a little bit on that. I think that, Romney underperformed with young people relative to, say, Bush. Bush, I think, only trailed Kerry by about 9 points with this demographic group in '04, and trailed Gore by even less in 2000. And then you go back further, '84 and '88, the GOP won the young vote. What has been happening? Why are Republicans struggling with this group?
Well, here's what I think the problem is. If you don't put time and resources into going after an audience, much like Ronald Reagan understood, and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, you're not going to get them. And here's the other thing. You can't hope to engage and mobilize an audience of young Americans if you simply approach them in the last 90 days. It has to be long-term education and long-term commitment. I'll give you an example. At Generation Opportunity, we have 4 million fans on Facebook. Our content was viewed 1.1 billion times in the course of 14 months. 1.1 billion times. And in the course of 14 months, we had a larger Facebook following than the Romney campaign after 5 years. So if you're not out on the mediums where people are consuming information and engaging one another, you're not going to get your message across. And I think that's a real lesson for the GOP this time. So definitely.
You think, in a way, Romney conceded the vote, or did too much? He didn't do enough to actively seek it out?
Well, yeah, actually I am saying that. Yeah. And here's the other thing. Think of what the common wisdom was by the self-appointed experts leading up to the vote. A lot of folks on both the right and the left, Heather Smith from Rock the Vote was even saying this. Before the election was over, people were saying that the youth vote had dropped, when in fact it actually went up a full percentage point from 18% in 2008 to 19% in 2012. So there's no lack of enthusiasm, and there's no lack of engagement. It's a matter of putting your issues out there and then drawing people to you. You're absolutely right.